Hey mate, how you doing? Just been over a few things. Looking how this week's been. Probably not. Excuse me. Probably not a lot of change this week. Mainly because obviously you've been on top with your nutrition, a little bit loose over the weekend. But looking at your weight, you're actually kind of middle of the week. Where's it gone? Middle of the week, it kind of came down to about 63, didn't it? So that's kind of what we want. So if it is tending to dip down to that level, then I'm quite happy to keep it the same for now. I'm not decreasing any more unnecessarily, really. So that's last week. So yeah, we got 63 over those 3 days, and then it's creeped back up. Maybe because obviously, like you said, you haven't been got to lose much, and also if you've been eating a little bit more as well, that food weight will have just kind of stuck around. So let's try and get back on top of the nutrition now this week, because obviously we haven't got a lot of time before we go on holiday, so we want to try and nail things as much as possible, really. So yeah, over the next few days and a week really, I want to try and get that back down to 63, and then like I said last week, if possible, try and get it dipping down into the 62s then, because I really want to try and get you down to about 60 by the end of this, because I think you can do it, but it just depends on how strict we are with everything, alright? So going back into the check-in sheet, let's have a look. So everything looks pretty good from the last week or so. Energy has remained fairly high, dipped a little at the middle of the week, but stress is good, motivation's good, sleep's good, nutrition has been good for most of the week, and also hunger as well, which is the most important thing, has been, oh shit, sorry, I'm looking at last week, oh, idiot. Yeah, so actually very much the same as what I've just said for this week as well. And hunger has been fine throughout the week. A little bit high there on the Friday, but or was it yesterday? But you know, one day is not too much of an issue. The one thing I wanted to highlight, looking at more your training now, is obviously this week you've kind of done a session or a class every day of the week. So you've got 2, 4, 6 days of training or you know, kind of exercise. So I'll kind of leave you to decide how you're gonna maybe arrange it. But I would say that kind of middle of the week here, we maybe want a day of rest, because obviously I know you were away this weekend, which maybe is why you fitted everything in during the week, which is fine if so. But just to kind of clarify and make sure that you are having a little bit of a rest in the week as well, because you know it's building it up over the 6 days and then resting on one day. It's just going to be a little bit too much, so we need to give ourselves a bit more rest. And then that could be a day where you just try and get a bit more steps in, if possible. But yeah, I do think because obviously your performance dipped in this full body session, maybe because you'd already done 3 days in a row. Before then, soreness wasn't too bad actually, so that's not too much of an issue, but I do think that we would benefit from this day of rest during the week, alright? And then heart rate has maintained itself quite well actually, kind of started quite high at the start of the week, so maybe it was just recovering from the week before. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you done 3, well actually yeah, you didn't have much of a rest that week, so heart rate's probably elevated because of recovery, so it makes sense even more now to make sure you have that day of rest in the week, because that heart rate is not going to drop too low really if we don't give enough rest, alright? But no, nutrition will stay the same for this week, but I really want you to try and nail it as much as possible to see exactly what your weight does, alright? So that's pretty much it from me this week. Nothing major to change other than the day of rest, okay? So I will send this over to you now. Any questions after you've watched it, let me know. See you in a bit.